Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are going to chat about my top tips for Pinterest SEO. So I'm going to give you 3 of my top Pinterest SEO tips and kind of get into a little bit of detail with those and how basically you can get found by your dream customers and your dream clients on Pinterest. That is the premise. That is the reason why we do SEO, and we dig into it a little bit when we're looking at marketing our business on Pinterest. So welcome to this video. If we have not connected before, if this is your first time meeting me, my name is Jen Dice, and I am a Pinterest strategist, and we are going to get started in chatting a little bit more about this piece of your overall Pinterest marketing plan. So Pinterest SEO, when we're talking about Pinterest SEO, this is when you look at Pinterest itself. Let's back up for a minute. So when we're looking at Pinterest as a platform, as compared to your other social media platforms out there, your Facebook, your Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of those, Pinterest is not a social media platform. Pinterest needs to be categorized similar to how you get found and use the platform like you would Google or YouTube. Pinterest is a search engine. It is a visual search engine. So therefore, in order for your content on that platform to get found, and in order for your people to see that you exist, there is a little bit of SEO that has to go into your overall strategy. So what is SEO? If you are new to this, SEO stands for search engine optimization. So you might have heard that term in regards to Google, because it is a huge search engine, or maybe even YouTube. You've heard the term search engine optimization, but it is a piece of what we put into place when we're looking at marketing our business on Pinterest, because that is how we get found. So my tips today for you that I want you to kind of think about, walk away with, maybe take a little action on, is tip number 1. So tip number 1 for your Pinterest SEO is you are going to do a little bit of research yourself on Pinterest. So if you're looking at marketing on Pinterest, if you're getting started with marketing your business on Pinterest, if you're even wondering, are my people on Pinterest? Before you do anything else, you can use Pinterest as a research tool. So you can look on Pinterest to see what's coming up for certain search words, phrases, terms, languages, like language that your customers use, surrounded by the problems that you solve, the products that you offer, those types of things. So my first tip for you today is to go and do some research on Pinterest first. If you are looking at creating content, if you've got some blog posts that you're going to start trying to drive pins to, figure out what keywords are going to match well with those blog posts. If you're looking ahead at content creation, which I highly recommend that you do some research on Pinterest, go into that search bar, type in key phrases that, like I said, your customers use, that you use to describe the services and the products that you offer, that you use to describe the problems that you solve. Pinterest will guide you and tell you what people are searching for and what is ranking high for those search terms. So from that search, pull some keywords that are related to your niche, to your industry, to the content that you are creating. So that is tip number 1. Tip number 2, you want to make sure you add these keywords into your marketing plan. So a couple of options I'm going to talk to you about in this video. The first one, so if we're looking at adding these keywords, your second tip in this video is adding the keywords to your pins. So within your Pinterest profile, your pins, your boards, your pin titles, and your descriptions, you can start with some focused keywords that you're going to use to create the foundation of your Pinterest account and your profile. But if we're looking at like just content creation, you're getting ideas for maybe a blog post you're going to create, a video you're going to record, you've got a keyword that you're going to use. Those keywords, then when you go back to create pins that are going to go out onto Pinterest, those keywords go in the pin title itself, in the pin description, and then on the pin somehow as like text overlay, or on the copy on the pin image itself, because Pinterest reads the images. They can read the keywords that you put on the images that you put out onto the platform. So tip number 1 is to do some research on Pinterest. Grab those keywords off of the Pinterest itself. They are going to tell you exactly what people are searching for. Make a list of those keywords. Tip number 2, use those keywords in the pins that you're creating, the pin titles, pin descriptions, and the copy that you put on the pin graphics themselves. And then my third tip for you today is making sure you're also using those keywords within the content that you are creating off of Pinterest. So this is how SEO works. Pinterest, you're going to rank for certain terms because Pinterest is going to pick up on those keywords on the pin graphic, in the pin title and the pin description. And even if you've got a stronger foundation, you've built your account and you've got some stronger keywords throughout your boards, your board descriptions, your profile bio, you've got all of that. Pinterest is going to associate you with certain keywords in your account as a whole within a certain broader keyword related to your niche. So when you start to pull these keywords for your content, Pinterest is going to be able to match that and rank those pins, but also Pinterest doesn't just stay on that platform when they are giving you distribution on the platform. So when they are pushing your pins out to your audience or to certain search phrases on their search engine, Pinterest not only looks at the pin that you're creating, but they also go to your website. So if you have a blog post and you have this keyword that you're putting the keyword within the pin itself, that same keyword needs to show up within the content of that blog post, because that is going to tell Pinterest that you are legitimately telling the people what they're going to get by looking at the pin, and you're actually delivering on that value. That is one of the ways that you can boost your confidence as a creator on Pinterest with Pinterest, because when those keywords show up in your URL, in your blog post title, in your blog post description, throughout the body of the post, when those key pieces show up and mesh together with what you're putting out on Pinterest, that creates a little bit of a cohesiveness from Pinterest to your content. And it's not just like image cohesiveness, it is a cohesiveness in terms of you are truly serving the customer at this level for this keyword that they're searching for. So this is kind of a bigger picture. How you can get search engine optimization is, number one, we'll recap this here. So number one, you do some research on Pinterest. You find those keywords that you want to rank for, that people are searching for, that relate really well to your industry and to your niche. You find those keywords on Pinterest. Number two, you put those keywords into the pins and the content that you're putting out onto Pinterest. So your pins, your titles, your description, your pin titles, descriptions, and the copy on the pins. And number three, you are putting those same keywords within the context and content of the content that you have available off of Pinterest. So those keywords are showing up both on Pinterest and off of Pinterest on your website, on your domain. So these are my top 3 tips. It kind of paints the picture of how the search engine optimization works. It does take time to rank organically for certain keywords. So that's why it is so important to just stay consistent with your content creation process and continue to put high value content out onto the platform in the way that you're presenting your pins, the different types of pin designs that Pinterest offers, and then having that call back to your website, and then making sure that what you have, where you're sending people from Pinterest, is a high value offer. So that could be your blog post. A blog post is an offer. It could be a landing page. It could be a low ticket offer, but whatever it is, just make sure that when those people get there, it is high value. It is going to help them. It is going to solve a problem, because Pinterest also takes a measure of your user behavior when they get to your website. If they are constantly going to your website and just bouncing right away and they're not sticking around, Pinterest registers that over time. So all of this has an impact on your performance as a whole. So just making sure you are really trying to solve the problem. You're really trying to get in front of the people who have that problem, and you are providing them with high value solutions, high value content, and high value tips just to help serve them from your standpoint and from your expertise and from your knowledge. So I hope this was helpful. Please feel free to drop a comment below. I would love to hear from you. And again, if you are interested in learning more about Pinterest marketing, and I actually get into a little bit of like your content marketing, content planning, blog post marketing, and just your overall evergreen content creation, Please feel free. There will be a link below in the comments. You can click to join my free Pinterest community. That is where you can connect more with me. That is where I am showing up on a regular basis, giving more tips and more ways for you to take action and get results for your business using Pinterest marketing as a marketing tool in your business. So please make sure you click the link below to subscribe. I will be coming out with more videos and more tips on a weekly basis. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to seeing you in the community. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.